All right, buddies. How you doing? How's everyone tonight? I'm back. We are live. So, I guess you guys voted on the scariest ride across the Golden Gate Bridge. It's interesting. I didn't know that this one would win.
It was a surprise, huh?
Yeah, it was a surprise. But, it was definitely a funny memory. Not one that I would want to do again, but I'm glad I could do it once and then tell you guys about it. It's funny because this was in high school and I had a very different hairdo. I had like a pompadour. Take me like 15 minutes to do my hair up every morning. It's crazy. It's funny how like when you're younger, things are really important to you. As you get older, you could care less about. Like I would never spend that long on my hair ever again. Well, I mean, I don't have as much hair, so I wouldn't, but I couldn't. But I mean, I'm just not interested in doing that anymore. How come I'm not getting any
There's people.
Yeah, but I don't see any.
Do you have comments clicked on?
I don't know. Probably not.
On
Where's
the right side?
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hey guys. I don't know why it was. It usually just defaults to it. So. All right. Hey Karen. Hey Carol. Hey Julie. Hey Julianne. Hey David. Hey Lynn. Hey Joe May. Hey Stacy. Hey Madeline. Hey Kathleen. Hey Connie. Hey Mary. Hope you guys are well tonight. I didn't know what was going on. It was like really quiet. There was no comments, but I just didn't have the comments turned on. So, how's your guys' week been? I had a pretty good week. We went to Epcot for a few days. I don't know if you've been following the AMC Princess Anna page, but we have some posts there, and my wife posted a little earlier this evening the first video. There's going to be several videos of highlights from the trip. That was really fun. We got to see some pretty cool fireworks shows, and we've been to Epcot a couple of times now, but usually we or the past few times we haven't gone to where all the different countries are, so that was a first. We went mainly for Anna because she does homeschooling, and they had there's like a curriculum that is done using Epcot because you go to the different countries. So we're able to do that for her. That was fun, and it was like a little mini vacation. But if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go to the AMC Princess Anna page and take a gander at the video. I thought it was really cool. My wife did a really nice job on that. How long did that take you to work on?
A couple hours.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Thank you.
And then what did we do? Oh, yesterday we went to a farmer's market sort of near where we live, and it's really good. It's a good farmer's market. I've been to a lot of farmer's markets. This is a good one. They have like lots of different kinds of food and stuff, and we got to meet one of Anna's fans. It's funny because we went to Disney, and
Expecting.
we thought maybe we would get stopped at least once, right? And
Didn't happen.
nope. But then we went to this little farmer's market. It's interesting how that happened.
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon. Well, thanks for hanging out, David. It's cool to see. We've got a lot of people on watching on Facebook. It's always cool to see people on YouTube, because it really helps, because I'm trying to get viewed hours. How does it work?
It's kind of the same thing as Facebook. You have to have a certain number of followers over on YouTube, which you don't have yet. And you have to have a certain number of hours of your videos watched, which you don't have yet. So the more people that are willing to watch you and follow you over on YouTube, the better. It's very helpful.
Yeah, it means a lot to me.
Unfortunately, Facebook is not going to monetize your live streams. Makes it very difficult to do the live streams over on Facebook, and also your videos are not getting much traction on Facebook. So this is frustrating.
So I'm glad anybody's watching me, but it helped me more if you guys could. I know some people are completely resistant to going over to YouTube, but it would really help me if you went over and watched me on YouTube and signed up, joined there. It's free of charge, just like it is on Facebook.
I like the little, you add the name of the scooter.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I think that's how it goes. See, I don't usually use much reference. I try to just remember stuff. I mean, there's advantages and disadvantages to it. You can be more spontaneous, but might not be as accurate.
I looked up the Golden Gate Bridge color. It said it was called International Orange.
Oh.
So it's actually not golden at all.
No, it's not golden at all. It's like red. It's like a kind of rust color. And I was people keep telling me, I've been checking the comments about how it's only called the Golden Gate Bridge because it's California's known for it's the gold rush and everything. I know that. I'm from the Bay Area. I just felt like, why wasn't the bridge playing its part and like being painted at least something closer to gold, if it's going to be called the golden. Probably it would probably be really expensive to have a metallic colored bridge. That's what I'm guessing.
Do you think that it was named Golden Gate Bridge has something maybe more to do with the suns? Is there like a sunset thing?
Well, it is there. I mean, yes, there's a sunset there, but I think it's because California is the Golden State,
Ah, yes.
because we're known for the gold rush of 1849. And
Oh, nope, here. Why is the bridge named Golden Gate? The world-renowned bridge is named for the Golden Gate Strait, the narrow, turbulent, 300-foot deep stretch of water below the bridge that links the Pacific Ocean on the west to San Francisco Bay on the east.
that makes sense. But also, I mean, that strait was probably named because of the fact that California's, yeah, and San Francisco was kind of like, that was like kind of the last stop for like of civilization before you started heading up, towards, I think you kind of have Sacramento, but like this is the last big, I think the last big huge city was San Francisco. It's a port city. So yeah, that's the reason. I've got a couple of other Golden Gate Bridge stories that I'll probably eventually get to, but this one, um, I have to reminisce with just this page in general, because a lot of it is just me recounting memories. But this past week, someone that I knew passed away, that I've known since the late '90s. And he was in the Bay Area, and lots of my close friends were really good friends with him. I knew him from being in larger groups. I never really hung out with him on my own, but I really respected him. He was an amazing comic book artist, and I remember when he and his buddy were first starting out, and they were just like little independent creators, and they just really just are a great example of just kind of the opposite of what I did. Like, I kind of like turned my back on everything, and I didn't ever give myself a chance. But they just kept working at it and working at it, and now they're like, he became a really well-known comic book artist, and his buddy, his best friend, is like a really well-known comic book author, writer, and does stuff for Disney. And I just have nothing but respect for both of them, because they just never gave up. They just kept going, kept doing it, and they succeeded. And I'm just really sad that my friend passed away. I think he had lots more to do, but I'm glad that he lives on through his artwork. So that's why I've been like kind of thinking more about like the Bay Area a lot this week, because I just thinking back to living there. And anyway, enough of that. But I've been thinking about my friends there too, because they're really, it's been hard for them. All right, let's talk about something a little less sad, because I'm getting sad now.
I'm glad that you're drawing again.
Yeah, I mean,
you're kind of, you're coming back around. You're getting your work out there.
Right, and I figure like I'm doing this pretty much like every day, so I can only get better. It's kind of like, how they say, like, if you learn how to ride a bike, you never forget. You can, and you definitely can like lose a lot of skill, but if you get back on it and do it, you will regain, the ability and perhaps have a chance to improve. So I feel like that, like I'm definitely getting to a point where I hope that I can get back to the same level I was at before I kind of quit, and then hopefully improve from there. At least with like getting more confidence back.
which I think you've already been improving upon.
Yeah, thank you for that, because I I would never even have done this if it hadn't been for my wife encouraging me. It's just basically kept saying, "Oh, this is just like such a waste. It's a shame that you have this talent, you're not using it."
Well, you know what though? I think I could have continued encouraging you. I don't know if you ever would have actually done anything about it,
Mhm.
or at least not for a while yet,
Mhm.
until we find ourselves in the position of, needing an additional source of income. And then it
Right.
became something you could do to help support your family.
Right.
And the kind of man that you are, wanting to contribute and wanting to, help in any way you can.
Mhm.
I think that was more your drive than just me saying, "Hey, I know you can do this."
Right. That's true. Because I mean, you had gotten me all this drawing stuff beforehand, and I didn't really, I kind of did it, but nothing.
You didn't take the time. You didn't
Yeah.
have enough motivation.
Yeah. It's interesting what necessity will do. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm definitely have a motivation, because clearly myself wasn't motivation enough. But like, I want to help, our family, and I think that's something that unique that I can bring to the table that not anybody or everybody can do. I mean, at least not my style anyway. Yeah, Michael, I agree. You remember things at the oddest times from your childhood. Thank you, Sharon and Mary. Yeah, Leanne, I agree. I agree.
I just appreciate you for stepping up, and even though, it's something that was really scary for you and something you haven't done in a really long time, you were willing to put that aside to take care of us. And that
Yeah.
means a lot to me.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad it's been positive. The whole thing has been definitely a good experience. I uh I feel like it's hopefully, I mean, I think it's still growing, so we're still kind of in the infancy of it, but I think it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where. I think there's a lot of room for growth. You're going to have great opportunities. I just know it.
I hope so. Thank you, Ruby. Thanks, Diane. Sharon, you say you want to learn how to draw. I want to learn how to draw. I feel like, I have a lot more I can learn, and I'd like to take some courses at some point where I can improve my skills, maybe learn some different techniques and just practice more, and get some, feedback from an instructor if possible, because I think I have a lot of raw talent that's just not really ever been fully realized, because it was easy enough for me to do where I never pushed myself to go farther. I'm one of those people where, like, people who like weren't very good at something, but they just kept at it and they became good, or they became great because they just kept doing it. Whereas with me, I was always like, I knew I was pretty good, and I never really pushed it. I never pushed myself out of my comfort zone because I felt comfortable in doing this. So the first step here is that when I decided that I was actually gonna do this, I was nervous, and I had to push myself out of my comfort zone for sure, because I get self-conscious. I don't like being judged, and I was, scared of what people might think, and I always let that kind of stop me from doing stuff. But now I've pushed through that, and I've gotten good feedback, and I appreciate you guys. And so now I think at some point, if I can find the time, I want to take some type of a course where I can learn something and kind of take my drawing to the next level. Because I think even like you see these things all the time where like you see people drawing photorealistic stuff because they took some course. Well, I figure if I take some course on top of that, I already have like a foundation. I can push it even farther. But, this is just all stuff I'm thinking about right now. Thanks, Angel. Thanks, Christina. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a good point, Michael. All right, let's I think we can jump into this. So I'm really excited too, because this past week, my wife got me a new chair that I put together, and then she got me a new desk that she put together, and it looks really cool, and it's a lot more sturdy than my old desk. So I'm really excited about that.
More comfortable.
Yeah, much more comfortable and stable.
Your setup is complete.
It is.
You deserve it. You've been working hard.
Thank you.
It's been a couple months now, right?
When
did the page start? It's probably almost 3 months.
Almost
now.
3 at this point, I think. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. It goes by fast.
It's what's crazy is when I look back and look at all the things that I've drawn, I think, oh man. It's like, like, I don't know if any of you guys done like yard work, and it's just, at first you're like, ugh, it's just drudgery, it's hard, get tired, but then at the end of the day, you look and you see that the yard looks totally nice and awesome, and you can see all your work. That's how I kind of feel like with this, because I look and I see all the stuff that I've posted and that you've that I've drawn, and it just looks like so much work. It didn't seem like it at the time, but I know, like, I'm doing a lot of the fun stuff, so it's probably real. I don't know. What is it like for you? Because like you do all the editing and coloring. I mean, like, is it is it drudgery?
Um, it's it's stressful only because it's a daily thing and it's like time sensitive.
Hmm.
And so if I get pulled in another direction because something happens with the nonprofit, or I have a longer day with Anna with homeschooling, or I have a lot of emails to go through that day, and I end up like going overtime on other things,
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh crap, I still have to edit Aaron's video. I still have to get that, like I still have to finish that. And then I want to get it up by 7:30 so people can actually watch it before it's too late and stuff. So that
Hmm.
part's a little bit stressful. Like I don't really have that experience with our family vlogs as much because they're very fluid and it depends on what we're doing and if Anna feels like it and if we have something
Right.
to talk about, and it's
It's not a set format.
right. It's
Yeah.
not as structured.
Right.
So it's a little bit stressful for me to have that expectation and structure in place, which is kind of what I'm experiencing with the newsletter and kind of added a lot of new things at the same time.
Right.
But I have to say, in regard to your drawings, like I wish people could see your books. Like maybe sometime you should do a live and just flip through, because it's one thing to see them on the screen. Like I'm watching you right now color this.
Yeah.
It's another thing to look back through the books and flip through the pages. It's just really like, whoa, like you've done a lot of things.
I haven't done that myself. I should do that. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that with you guys.
It's pretty impressive.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a cool video to do. I should do that.
Yeah, like a 3-month anniversary look back. Like we can go live. I can hold the camera and you can just like flip through and just be like,
whoa,
holy smokes. I did all of these. It's really crazy.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlotte. David. Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm a Picasso, but well, unless you're saying that I'm sloppy, then maybe I can't really argue.
But the work it'll be worth it. Like I've never worked hard on something and found it not to be worth it. Like the time and effort that you put in pays off at some point, always. So
well, that's good. That's good news.
We just keep putting one foot in front of the other and doing what we need to do, and it'll continue to get better and better.
Yeah.
And like our goal when we talked about starting this endeavor was to make it so that our primary income was related to your illustration work and not our family vlog. So
right.
We've got a ways to go to kind of we're trying to flip that around, and it's going to take time
right
to get there, but we'll get there.
Thanks, Craig. Well, I do have digital prints up on the AMC Princess Anna webpage under the shop tab. There's a Sketchy Friendler collection. So if you're interested in that, we just put up a limited edition picture that I drew of Anna in the castle. So if you guys are interested in purchasing that, it's on sale right now. And it's that picture that I drew of her with the castle behind her that was kind of inspired by the castle that we built for Anna out of cardboard. And you can download that, and then you can do whatever you want with it. You could. I had one of the fans sent me an image that they downloaded the artwork from the 10,000 subscriber limited edition, and they put it on a canvas, and they have it up on the wall. That was really cool. I mean, to think that somebody actually has my artwork up on the wall, I just can't even fathom that. I've never in a million years. But I'm grateful. And then, if you want, you can put it on a T-shirt or something. I think we have what do we have? Hoodies this time around? Sweatshirts.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, mini tumblers, and coffee tea mugs.
There you go. So I don't know. I kind of talked about this story, but this was in high school, and my buddy Josh, who now is a programmer at Disney, computer programmer, but he and I, we've been friends since we were about 12, 13 years old. And in high school, he always wanted to get a Vespa, and he got one. And we decided we were going to go into San Francisco because we wanted to go to Haight Street. That was like the place to go when we were in high school, because that's where you could they had like cool clothes stores there. There was what else did they have there? They had comic book store, record store. Anytime we could get, we would go up to Haight Street. Yes, it's the same Haight Ashbury that flower children probably know about. It's gotten a little rougher over the years. I think, I don't know if it's completely gentrified now, but I know it kind of goes back and forth, where sometimes it's a little seedy, and then other times it gets a little upscale. It seems to be the way of San Francisco these days. It kind of goes back and forth, like depending on how much tech industry is in the city. It kind of gets kind of watered down, and the flavor, character of the city kind of disappears, and then bubble bursts and companies leave and people leave, and it starts kind of going back to how it used to be. I don't think this time it'll go back, because like between all the Airbnb tenant kickouts that people did, and then all the rents going too high and pushing out all the people, just all that flavor is gone now. It's just kind of like a regular city now. It's kind of sad. I miss the old San Francisco. Like every little district in San Francisco had its own flavor and characters, almost like having a bunch of mini cities within a giant city. But those days are gone. But I don't know. That's just how things are, I guess. Just nothing stays the same. That's what I've learned over the years, is nothing ever stays the same. Things are always changing.
So this is Josh?
Yes, my buddy Josh.
Did you tell him you drew this?
No. I'm sure his wife follows me. It's interesting because his wife, like, I went to middle school with her and him. They didn't know each other. I never introduced them to each other. And then when I was in my early 30s, I went. I invited them both to like a bar, like, hey, meet me down here, and I got sauced that night, and I ended up like taking off. But right before I left, I they were both standing there, and I knew I had my wits about me enough to like not just totally abandon them, and I just said, Josh, this is Laura. Laura, this is Josh. You guys can talk to each other. And I just took off. And they hit it off and they got married and they now have 2 kids. So I kind of like that I was able to bring them together. I mean, they did all the work, but at least I got them to meet each other. I feel kind of cool about that. Sort of played Cupid there indirectly. Drunken Cupid.
How did that work with you being allergic?
So I am allergic to alcohol, and when I was in my 30s, I started like hanging out, going out to bars and stuff with my buddies, and I just kind of trained myself. Like there's certain things I cannot drink. Like I absolutely just automatically become sick. One of those, the like beer and wine, I just automatically get like a hangover while I'm still awake, and I never get drunk, and I just get sick. And I think it's because there's phosphates in those, or the way that the fermentation process or something, it just doesn't agree with me. But I have a better ability to handle vodka because I think that's just, it's just ethanol. It's like pure alcohol, pretty much, right? And I'm able to somehow deal with that better. And I still can't drink that much. Like I can only do so much, but if I work at it, I'm able to drink a little bit more of that.
Ugh.
And so that's what I did for a while, and then I ended up just giving it up altogether because it was just too much work. I don't even like the taste of alcohol. Like perhaps, if I was into drinking, I'd probably just drink like little girly drinks because I like, sweets, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't drink anymore. It's just not, doesn't interest me. It's not one of my vices. My vices are like sugar, probably some video games, but mostly sugar.
I think you were given a little synopsis of this story when you started talking about the city.
What's that?
When you started talking about the city, you were starting to give a little synopsis of this story with Josh and what's going on here in this picture.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. I always just get sidetracked. So I talked about it a little bit when I actually was drawing this, but so he got this he always wanted a Vespa, and he got a Vespa, but it was like on its last legs, and I think it was more like it was for somebody who wanted to rebuild one. I think that probably would have worked better if he if he um, if he rebuilt it. Um, but I think he did some, minimal um, repairs to it to get it up and running. But this thing, I don't think was cert. I don't know if it was street legal. It certainly wasn't freeway legal because we got on that freeway, and it really felt like the thing was going to come apart. Like first we took back roads. We went through the southern. If you guys know the Bay Area, we're in Marin County, and we went through southern Marin on all these on the back roads and stuff because we didn't have to go that fast, and cops wouldn't harass us. And we went through. If you've been to Sausalito, we went through there. Went through Sausalito, and that's if any of you guys been through Sausalito, it's pretty nice. It's real pretty. It's a real tourist trap, but you got a big view of San Francisco, and it's really nice. So we went through there, and then we finally had to, eventually you got to get on. The only way in that way to San Francisco is to go across the Golden Gate Bridge. So we had to just suck it up and go across the Golden Gate Bridge, and that was not fun. It's the whole thing. The Vespa started vibrating and weird noises, and I'm surprised we actually made it across. To be honest, I mean, somebody was looking out for us. Certainly wasn't us. But it was definitely a hair-raising experience. We got across and quickly went through the Presidio, which is, a former Army base, but it's not on the freeway, so that was easier, but it was scary. I must have just blacked it out because I don't even remember going back. Like I must have been so traumatized that I just don't even remember heading back. I don't know. We've done some dumb things, but that was one of the dumber things. And the thing is like after that, another thing that was weird, and I'll have to ask him. Like after that, we went back to just going in his car, his little car that he had after that. Never again did I see that Vespa. I wonder if he sold it or he just like chucked it down the hill. I don't know.
Maybe he got just as scared as you did.
Yeah, I think like, so. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask him. Let's see. I'm just gonna text him real quick and see if he responds. Hey, what happened to that old Vespa after we went across the Golden Gate Bridge that one time?
One time.
Hopefully he'll get back to us during this. Thing about Josh, the thing that I love about him is like we've known each other for so long that like we can finish each other's sentences. Like when we start a joke, we know where it's going to end with each other because we think the same way and we have the same points of reference. he'll say something that I was going to say, or vice versa. So it's always cool when you've got somebody like that you've known for so long, that your brain waves kind of match each other. It's interesting. Something recently that I was reading about was the Golden Gate Bridge. They've within the past few years they did some retrofitting and improvements. And one of the things that they did was these slats here used to be pretty far apart, but unfortunately, the Golden Gate Bridge is it's got the highest suicide rate of any place in the world, I think. So they put more slats in here to prevent people from climbing through, and I think they put some fencing high up so people can't just climb over. But they put these slats in, and I guess they didn't do any engineering research, tests or anything. And what happens is when the wind starts blowing, it starts making this really weird humming noise. It's really loud, and everybody in San Francisco can hear it from miles away. So it's kind of annoying thing that they put in there that they didn't anticipate, because they didn't do any. I'm sure there's computer tests that they could have done, but they never did that, and so now there's this weird humming sound that comes from the bridge when it gets too windy. Pretty weird.
Lynn says you've really captured the height of the bridge. Isn't his perspective, or his ability to see the perspective on a flat piece of paper, blows my mind.
That's something I definitely can improve. I want to improve is my ability to do perspective. I know it can get better. I want it to get better. But that's one of those things. That's one of those comfort zone things that I never really forced upon myself, is learning perspective. And when I was in college, I went back and did some school. I did some animation. I took some animation courses at a junior college, and one of the teachers there, I forgot his name. I would love to give him credit, but he taught a course on perspective, and I think that definitely helped me a lot improve. But it's just I never did it enough to really have it fully take. So I think I definitely am better at it, but I can get better at it.
Michael says he saw a documentary about the bridge, and they had nets underneath it for safety.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of my dad's friends was telling me when she was a teenager, they used to climb under there. They would climb under they would go climb the railing and would climb under there where those nets are, and mess around under there. Isn't that crazy? Kids, man.
Looks like some folks voted for the beach picture. That was second.
That's always a nice memory too, especially because it's I get to when I get to draw Akuma. That's always Akuma the dog. That was one of my good friends.
The one that I voted for was last.
Yeah, that's the one I voted for.
So he had 31.9%, 216 votes for this one.
Oh.
26.7%, or 181 votes for Why You Love the Beach. 20.6%, or 140 votes for the Temple of 1,000 Lucky Cats, which I was like, I'm not voting for that one because it would have been crazy to sit there and watch you color all those cats in.
And also, a lot of it's like mostly white, so
Right.
it's kind of boring, I think. Like, all right, 15 minutes, I'm done. See you next time, folks.
And then 15.9%, 108 votes for the picture of Jersey, honoring those no longer with us.
Oh, yes.
And only 4.9%, only 33 people voted for Flood Day. I'm like, what?
That's my favorite one.
That was my favorite too.
I love the Flood Day. Just, that was a good memory. Yeah, I mean, we don't, like I was saying, if you guys watch that video, that Flood Day, in the San Francisco Bay Area, we don't have extreme weather, not that much. I mean, now you got the fires, but back when I was a kid, really, we don't have snow. I mean, snow once every 20 years, 30 years, you might get some snow. But it's not a regular thing where I grew up. But we had this one winter where the floods, just terrible floods that, messed up a lot of stuff. And the good thing that happened to me because of that was that I got to have the day off. So that was a very fond memory of mine, despite probably it not being such a good time for some people. I know there was lots of property damage, some people lost their lives, and sorry that happened. But when you're 7 years old, like getting the day off because of the floods, that's like the best thing. You don't have to do your homework, nothing. We didn't have Zoom back then, so you just stay home. You just get to take the day off.
Diana wants to know if you had fires back then.
No, the fires are a relatively new thing, like within the past, I would say 10 years or so. Maybe 20 at most. But it's because there's droughts, there's no rain anymore. There's no flooding like there was back then. My mom said, I just talked to her recently, and she said that there was, I think, rain this weekend, which was a welcome thing, although it's probably not much to speak of. Which is sad because we definitely in California need rain. So over on behind where we are, this is where I grew up, Marin County. In front of us would be San Francisco. This right here that I'm coloring in is the Marin Headlands, which is a national recreation area, and it's really cool. It's like there's a lot of World War II bunkers there that we used to play around in, run around in. There, I think a lot of them have been sealed up because they're pretty dangerous. I mean, I remember like falling into a hole and like just catching myself, like not falling in. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting area for sure. And then on this side over here, this would be Alcatraz. We all know about the Rock, Alcatraz, one of the most infamous prisons in the United States, or used to be anyway. Now it's a tourist trap. Well, thank you for hanging out, Lynn. Appreciate you.
Guess what I found?
Huh. What's that?
I was just doing some searching around a little bit ago on the internet.
Yep.
At the Animal Kingdom Park,
where
we're going to be for a few days around her birthday. They have an animation experience at the conservation station.
Cool.
So you can go there, sit down to a 25-minute class, and it says you sit with I think you sit and watch the animals because it's the observation station. So you draw the animals. It says uncover the secret of how Disney animators bring your favorite characters to life using real life animals as inspiration. Let your creativity shine no matter your skill level, as a talented Disney animator gives you step-by-step instruction on how to illustrate your own version of a popular Disney character.
Cool.
Each 25-minute class will offer something different. Featured characters change periodically, so you can keep adding to your art collection.
Nice.
So this is something you can go do while we're there.
Cool.
They run times throughout the day, like every 45 minutes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll do that.
You should.
I'd love to.
To bring a little sketchbook in your backpack.
Yeah. That'll be fun. Sharon says, I love the movie Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. That was a good one. Yeah, if you go to Alcatraz, they show you the cell where those guys escaped, and like the little decoy, the fake, like they made like paper mache heads, and they got clippings from the barber shop to put on these things, and they like made it look like they were still asleep in the bed when they actually were escaped. And they show you that. They show you like they have you go into like one of those solitary confinement cells. I don't know. It might have changed since I was a kid. That they like took you into the area where like the Birdman of Alcatraz was. It's pretty cool. Kind of creepy though. Thanks for hanging out, David. Appreciate it. Who else was it? Was there anybody else in that movie that was like a well-known actor? I don't remember. All right. Let's see. Yeah, the interesting thing about the Golden Gate Bridge was when they first opened it. They said eventually it would pay for itself, and yet here we are, decades and decades later, and the price keeps going up. I don't know how that works. But my gramps was alive and a young man when they first finished the Golden Gate Bridge, and they let everybody walk across it. And then I think it was the 50th or 75th, or I don't know what it was, but when I was about 12 years old, they actually opened up the bridge and let everybody walk on it. They didn't expect so many people to walk on it, and it was so many people went that the bridge actually bowed. So that kind of freaked them out, and then they never allowed anybody to do that again. But I was on that bridge on that day. That was fun. We woke up really early in the morning, and we walked all the way from Mill Valley, all the way through Sausalito, and up to the bridge. That was a long walk, but it was fun. I went with one of my friends and my dad and my stepmom. It was a cool day. So one cool thing that I'm starting and that I've finished my first one. I'm working on the next one. Is I have a subscription page on Facebook, and what I do there is anybody that's interested in having me do commissions, they sign up, and every month I think it's $9.99, and every month I randomly we pick one of the subscribers to do a commission drawing. So it's called the Friendly Friendlers, right?
Yes. You can find the link for anyone who's interested. The link is in the About section of the Sketchy Friendler Facebook page.
So I finished the first commission recently. They received it, and then now I'm starting on the second one. So it's like every month, a new person that's on there has a chance to be selected. So I think that's pretty cool because it allows me to not get like overwhelmed with requests, and I can devote a good amount of time to each drawing, and it's cool. It's good. And again, blown away that anybody be interested, but people want me to do it. So thank you.
Oh no, Pete!
What?
Where did you pick it up from? Pete has COVID.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
I hope you're.
Make sure you're staying hydrated.
Yeah.
Soup and water and rest and.
No fun. Yeah, I had it. I had COVID. It's not fun at all. People try to downplay it. It's not No cakewalk.
Sending virtual hugs.
Yeah.
Just don't breathe on me.
Right.
I think we left Epcot on Thursday, right? And it's Sunday.
Yeah.
So if we are all still feeling pretty good Tuesday, I think we're in the clear.
Yeah.
And you guys have your booster coming up this week.
Oh, that's right.
Your next one. So we've done okay for ourselves so far, knock on wood.
Right.
But it's definitely nerve-wracking sometimes.
Totally. Yeah, I don't want to get it again. Like I had I got off lucky in that, I think I didn't have a lot of the long hauler stuff. I definitely did have stuff that lingered for a while, which was not fun. Okay, let's see.
Don't forget to darken your signature.
Yes, I think we're pretty much at that point. Let's see. Sometimes I forget to do the signature at the end. Let's see, did Josh ever get back to me?
Oh, yeah.
No, he didn't. Oh, wait. He did. He said, he's like, I have no idea. Did I sell it or chop it up with an axe? He said it was a 1973 creamsicle orange and white. Ah, there you go. You got it from the horse's mouth, folks. He doesn't even remember what he did with it. He blacked it out too.
Take a picture of this picture and send it to him.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if
he's gonna bust out.
If he threw it down the hill. He would have definitely done something like that. Okay, I'm taking the picture. I took a picture, and I'm gonna send it to him. That's funny. Oh, Josh. Okay. Hold on. I gotta flip this done, and I will send it to him. Here he goes.
Show us.
All right. So, thank you. Just so you know, you probably already know this, but I do this on YouTube, Facebook, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays, we post a poll for you guys to pick which one you want me to finish up, like this guy here. On Instagram, I post the finished pictures of the previous day's video for anybody who just wants to look at that or just uses that as a means of deciding whether they want to look at the main video or not. And then on TikTok, I do completely different videos or short form time lapse, 2.5 minutes about, and I just talk real quickly, but we take you all the way up through into the inking portion. So check those out too.
And you guys really don't want to miss any videos on Facebook or YouTube or TikTok this week because they are deliciously themed and I can't wait to see them.
All right, so there you got a little coming attractions for this week. And I think that brings us to the end of the weekend. Thank you for hanging out, guys. We appreciate it. And I guess we'll see you here tomorrow. Take it easy, folks. Bye.